Hi, I'm Morgan Pierce, and this is the research binder I've created over this course. My first article is titled 81 Patients with Multiple Sclerosis and Parkinson's Disease Undergoing Upper Cervical Chiropractic Care to Correct Vertebral Subluxation. So this is one that could be classified as condition-based care. This next study is improvement in motor development delay in a 15-month-old male following chiropractic care to correct vertebral subluxation. It's a case report. I noticed a lot of these studies were case reports. The next one is talking about the opioid crisis that we have going on today. So it kind of looks at one of the failures of the medical system. And this one is called Changes in Quality of Life in 4 adult patients receiving manual chiropractic care for the correction of vertebral subluxation. And it outlines some numbers here of surveys that they were given and the scores that they gave their quality of life and how it improved. And next one is the chiropractic care of an infant female with medical diagnosis of strabismus. A case report. Strabismus is also esotropia, which is when you go cross-eyed. So, and this is just showing how chiropractic care helped even that. This next study is called Mechanic or Gardener, Contrasting Philosophical Models Underlying Healthcare. It's also looking at doctors being seen as mechanics or doctors being seen as gardeners. Pretty interesting. Next, we have subluxation, the silent killer. This is a study about subluxations and why they're bad. And that's it for my studies. And then I have a practice management binder that I've come up with over this course. And that's what I'll be using for today's office visit. So to start off, there are 5 questions that we started with at the beginning of the class. Kind of 5 questions-ish. But some of those questions were, what do I want to do? And my answer to that is be a chiropractor, obviously. But for the purpose of reaching a community and helping them be as healthy as they can without being negatively influenced by medicine and painkillers. One of my biggest concerns is the opioid crisis and people being addicted to pain medication without it really being their fault. So in order to get rid of painkillers, you can adjust people so they get rid of their pain. So yeah, that, and another one of my my big, overarching kind of things I want to be a part of my practice is integrity and excellence. That's my motto, kind of, is. So I want to have a practice that people can trust and be a doctor that people can trust, so that when I talk about crazy things like chiropractic, people will be like, this girl is actually trustworthy, so I'm going to listen to what she says. And that's why they will trust me. And then also excellence, because part of my chiropractic testimony is there's some bad chiropractors out there, and I don't want to be one of them. I want to be a good chiropractor who gives good adjustments because I've worked hard at gaining a skill and knowledge, and that's what I want to give my patients. Next question, who do I want to do it with? As you look around my office on this office visit, you will see my self as the doctor, maybe my husband if I marry a chiropractor, that would be cool. If not, it's fine. But also a desk person, a chiropractic assistant who will be good at greeting people when where I would fail to do that when I'm because I would rather focus on adjusting people than all the paperworky stuff, so it would be nice to have a person to help me with that and make sure my patients feel seen and loved. And like one of the videos talked about having when I would first hire that, I would probably do things on my own at first if I were to open up my own practice, and then eventually hire a part-time CA so that I don't go completely dependent on them, and then hire another part-time CA, and then eventually move one of those positions into full-time and bring on another part-time person, or bring on a full-time person after that. But that was the strategy I learned so that you don't become completely dependent on one person, or if they have to leave for some reason or have a funeral to go to, you're not like, oh no, what should I do? But instead you have other people that you can be like, hey, can you come be my CA for today? Yeah. And so that's who I want to do it with. And the results I'm expecting, I don't need to make a lot of money, but I do need to pay off student loans. So that will be my primary concern. But then once that happens, I'm really just looking forward to serving with a high quality service, but asking for less than what chiropractors around me maybe would ask for. So that would require me to do some research in the area and keep track of my community's income and such. How much recognition do I need? You know, I don't need a lot of recognition, but if I were to get recognition, I would hope that it's good and not bad, and I do need enough recognition to have a practice where I can serve a lot of people. And why do I do what I do? I do what I do because I want to maximize the expression of the perfection within that I believe God made us to express, and I just want to remove any interference that a subluxation could be causing that could keep someone from having the highest quality of life they could be having. And yep. So also when you first come in my office, you'll probably see some chairs for people to sit. And there will probably be some cool chiropractic-y signs that that are visually pleasing but also informative in a not super complicated way, but make things simple and welcoming and not smell like a doctor's office, but still look like one. And I also want to have patient testimonials available for my patients. And one office visit I went to had these, and they had a bunch of different conditions or other complaints that patients came in with and ended up getting better from following chiropractic care, like breastfeeding or ear infections or low back pain and stuff like that. And anyway, just like once or every week having a different patient testimonial to give out to their other patients. And as they gave out those patient testimonials, the doctors would be like, who do you know that you think could benefit from knowing that chiropractic helps with this? And that would be a nice way to inform people, but also maybe get me some new patients, because then they would have something physical to give to their friend, and they could be like, oh, I have this problem too, where can I get help? And they would say, Dr. Morgan Pierce, here's her phone number. And I would say, thank you. And that's what would happen. And, yeah. Also, I think it would be cool, once I learn another language, which I plan on doing, to have some signs that are in Spanish also, so that other people from Hispanic communities will also feel welcome, and that the language barrier would not keep them from receiving care, because that is something that I care about too. So another office visit I went to had they had an event called Dinner with the Doc, and when I was there, they were just advertising for their first ever Spanish Dinner with the Doc. So I thought that was cool that they actually both spoke Spanish also very fluently, so probably wouldn't do that as fast because I'm very not fluent, but something along those lines would be cool so that people feel welcome, and that's what I want. People feel welcome. So that is what I have to say about that. And in addition to these things, the way I would like to structure my office is I would like to have an X-ray machine on site, because I do believe X-rays are an important part of the practice so that I cannot get sued. And so one room would be an X-ray machine, and then I would have some private but not too private adjusting rooms, so that people would feel like I'm giving them attention and privacy, but also not feel like they're being trapped by this person who wants to touch them, because that's weird. So I don't want to make anyone feel weird. But yeah, those things would be cool. And yeah. So yeah. That's what I want there. And then also business card. Oh, you know what I want to do? There's these two doctors, Dr. Ian, who's super cool, a doctor in Australia, and Dr. Rahim, both Gonstead doctors, but they